The first incarnation of Evanston Township High School opened in 1883. Little information on library services at the school is available during this time. In 1924, the new high school was opened, which is at its current location on Dodge Avenue in Evanston. The library was located on the second floor of the school. As the years progressed, the library collection grew exponentially. By the 1960s, it surpassed 45,000 items. Due to the sheer number of items and circulation of those items, the library began automating its circulation. In the late 1960s, additional resource centers were opened to assist with the strain placed on the Central Library. Currently, there are 4 main resource centers at ETHS: Central Library, Michael Resource Center, Bacon Computer Center, and the AV Center. All of the centers are housed within the Instructional and Informational Technology Department. Bill Latham is the library coordinator and director of Central Library at ETHS. He has worked at the school for the past 12 years and has been involved in the library profession since 1999. Mr. Latham earned his MLIS degree from Dominican University. Mr. Latham has many different responsibilities in the library. He is the direct link to the IIT department supervisor. He shares information from her to the library staff and shares library concerns with her. As the center director, he assists in scheduling classes in the library. When teachers require library instruction, Mr. Latham sees what the teacher needs, creates a lesson plan, and teaches the class. Most lessons involve showing students how to use Central's catalog, find resources using the library's databases, create a works cited page using Noodle Tools, or use Turnitin.com. Mr. Latham will also assist students and teachers with reference or technology questions. As the library coordinator, Mr. Latham has numerous administration responsibilities. He works in writing grants for the library, and he is tasked with hiring substitutes and staff for all centers and scheduling staff for after-school supervision in the library. Another responsibility includes completing the book orders, which is done 3 times a year. In addition to helping with the book order, Mr. Latham is responsible for assisting in print and electronic resource development and database renewal. He is also in charge of any interlibrary loans students or staff may request. There are 2 main concerns with the library at this time. Number 1 is that there's more emphasis being placed on electronic sources and technology, which is taking away from the print budget, since the library is under the technology department. A good chunk of the budget is now being used to fund the school's new one-to-one initiative with Chromebooks, which is being rolled out next year. The second concern is that there's inconsistencies when citing information, which is the focus of my action plan. I propose to present a series of citation workshops available for students and staff using Noodle Tools, which is the platform that we use at Evanston High School. And students and staff would greatly benefit from regular citation workshops because it's a skill that's lost the longer it's out of use. And that's something that is noticeable a lot when classes are brought into the library and students never remember how to use Noodle Tools. I propose having at least 5 different workshops. The first one covering printed materials from books, reference sources, magazines, and newspapers. The second covering database material from reference sources, newspapers, magazines, and journals. The third covering website articles and web news and magazine articles as well as blogs. The fourth addressing multimedia sources like images, videos, and audio files. And the last covering government documents in print and digital format. Those are a majority of the types of sources that students use when doing their research, and I think it would be really beneficial to them if they could attend these workshops. And each of these workshops would be recorded and put on the library website so students and staff would have access to them at any time, and we could record them doing a screencast software, either a free one that you can find anywhere on the web, such as Screencast-O-Matic is the one that I am most familiar with, and that I propose that the school use because it's very intuitive and very easy to use. And these workshops would be very cost effective because when held after school, there are already 2 library staff members working in the library. So one of the members would conduct the workshop while the other would continue supervision duties after school. So in essence, no more additional funds are being spent to put on these workshops, and again, they'd be open to any faculty and staff member that would wish to attend. Now to just quickly do a brief introduction for Noodle Tools. kind of the first thing to do is that you have to sign in, and all students and staff members have a Noodle Tools account with the school. So they would just go ahead and sign in and type in their username and password. Go ahead and sign in. Mine is saved on my computer. And then what they would just have to do is create a new project, and for these particular workshops, these would all just be done in a sample folder. So we could just create a new project. Typically all departments use the MLA style, so we keep it on MLA style. And we use the advanced citation level because that gives the students far more options to correctly cite the sources that they're using. And you just have to give the project a name, so if we just do it samples for workshop and create, and then they can just kind of jump right in to working on these samples. So when you click on Works Cited, it opens up the screen, and then select a citation type. So for example, if we were doing the first workshop, this is going to be the printed materials. So you go ahead and choose on whatever the sources that you're citing. So for example, we do book, create a citation, and then they would just start inputting the information from the sample that is being shown. So it's very straightforward, and it's, in my opinion, Noodle Tools is better than a lot of other citation tool programs out there because the students still have to know exactly what they have to put in, and it's not just copying and pasting a citation that they find somewhere. So there is a little bit more effort that the students have to put forward. And it's going to be very beneficial, especially for the students that are going on to college, that they can attend these workshops and have this knowledge, and then especially have the recordings of the workshops afterward to refer to if they get stuck, and then they'll be able to have help when they're outside of the school. So that is my proposal for my action plan for Evanston Township High School.